Today we will be discussing about balance of payments, its reasons of adverse balance of payment, and alongside the solutions that how can we improve the structure of balance of payment in Pakistan. First, you need to understand what are the balance of payments. Balance of payment concept is related to two things: incoming payments and outgoing payments. The incoming payments include all the payments which are in the form of injections or which are in the form of benefit to the Pakistan's economy. For example, payments received for exports, payments in the form of aid, payments in the form of loans, or any other benefit. Likewise, outgoing payments are the payments which are payments that we make for imports. That is interest on loan. That is the payment which which is the debt payment. These are the outgoing payments. When we say that our incoming payments are greater than our outgoing payments, that is surplus in balance of payment. If our incoming payments are like this, incoming are lesser than the outgoing, that is that we have a deficit in balance of payments. Pakistan normally is in the deficit of balance of payments. There are certain reasons why we are in the deficit of balance of payments. Those reasons we are going to discuss them now. Decrease in exports, increase in imports, lack of modernization of export oriented industries, import restrictions by developed countries, increase in invisible expenditures, unfavorable terms of trade, devaluation in currency, decrease in worker remittances. Decrease in exports, when our exports they are on the lower side, we are unable to increase our exports. Because of that, the the incoming balance of payments they are low in number. When they are low, our incoming balance of payments are low and outgoing are more because of low export bill. That leads to deficit in balance of payment. Second is increase in imports. Imports are the outgoing payments. When we increase the structure of imports or we have higher bill of imports, that means we have to pay more. When we have to pay more, that is one of the reason that leads to deficit in the balance of payment. Normally, the imports they are finished products, they are technological based products, they are machinery in case of Pakistan. All these products are expensive products. Likewise, one of the import of Pakistan is oil. Oil is one of the expensive product as well. So that is why, because of an increase in export, there is a deficit in balance of payments. Then is lack of modernization of export-oriented industries. Uh, the industries which we have in Pakistan, they are not modernized. They are not up to date. They are outdated. They are not that developed as compared to the other countries. So, because of less modernization in the export-oriented industries, we are unable to produce more. When we are unable to produce more, we are unable to export more. When we export less, that leads to deficit in the balance of payment because of the modernization of less modernization in the industries. Fourth is import restrictions by developed countries. Uh, there are certain restrictions which are imposed on the products by the developed countries. Those can be in order to favor their own industry so that their industry is not affected. Those can be because of some political reasons. For instance, if Pakistan exports something to India and India does not accept that export and impose restrictions by increasing the uh, import duties or by increasing the taxes on those products, that means Pakistan's exports to India would be lesser in number, and Pakistan would be earning less from the trade with India. Fifth is increase in invisible expenditures. A state has to make some expenditures in the other countries as well. For example, taking care of their embassies, taking care of the foreign education, like the fully funded scholarships by HEC, like increasing the number of pilgrims for Hajj and Umrah, interest and service charges for foreign banks, insurance companies, so on and so forth. These are all the expenditures, invisible expenditures, which a state has to take care of in order to uh, run the affairs of different fields. When we are invisible expenditures, they increase. That means we have to make more payments. Making more payments leads to deficit in balance of payments. That is why increase in invisible expenditures is one of the reason of deficit in balance of payments. Sixth is unfavorable terms of trade. Uh, the terms of trade are based upon imports and exports. Likewise, if we compare Pakistan with China, and with China, if we have more exports, sorry, with China, if we have more imports and we have lesser exports, because of that, the terms of trade would be unfavorable in case of China. So that means because of that, there is a deficit in balance of payment. Seventh is devaluation of the currency. First, understand the concept of devaluation. The concept of devaluation is that when the value of the currency goes down, if $1 is for 150 rupees and the currency devalues, that means $1 would cost more than 150 rupees. Maybe it would cost 160 rupees, maybe it would cost 170 rupees. So likewise, if the dollar becomes expensive, that means the currency of Pakistan is being devalued. When we have to make payments, when we trade with other countries, let's say we trade with America, America does not accept payments in Pakistani rupees. They accept payments in dollars. And when the dollar becomes expensive, so we have to make more payments in terms of Pakistani rupees, leading to a deficit in balance of payments. Eighth is decrease in the workers' and foreign remittances. Remittances are a form of injection to the economy. When remittances they decrease, that means our incoming payments are going down because of certain reasons, because of let's say um because of low incomes of the people abroad, they send lesser incomes. Maybe they are unable to send their incomes back to their homes. Maybe they are not interested to send back their incomes. So there can be certain reasons because of that. Worker remittances they go down. Worker remittances, if they go down, our incoming payments they also decrease, and it is one of the reason in the balance of payments deficit. Next is how can we improve the structure of balance of payments in Pakistan? What measures should be taken in order to improve the structure of balance of payments? These measures are eight in number: increase in exports by providing different incentives, decrease in imports by setting up key industries, increase in invisible earnings, search of new markets, quality and packaging of international standard, revival and restoration of sick industries, foreign in joint ventures, promotion of labor-intensive industries. Number one is increase in exports by providing different incentives. There are certain incentives which should be given to the producers who are producing something which is being exported. If we give them benefits, if we give them incentives, so the producer would be willing to produce more of those products which we are exporting. So giving them benefits would lead to an increase in the exports and ultimately improvements in balance of payments. Point two is decrease in imports by setting up key industries. Key industries are those industries which are much needed in the country. If we are in need of something and we produce those products in our own country, that means we will not be importing those products. Import of the products leads to increase in the import bill. But whereas if we stop importing something and start producing those products in our own industry, would lead to lower exports and ultimately improvements in the balance of payments. Increase in invisible earnings. One of the reason uh, of deficit in balance of payment is increase in invisible earning abroad. But likewise, some embassies which are set up here in Pakistan, their countries invest on them, their countries pay money to them. If someone comes in to Pakistan for education, that means invisible earning will increase. So the parameters of invisible earning on one side are a problem, on the other side they are a solution to the same problem as well. Fourth is search of new markets. The trade structure of Pakistan is is in the form that we have limited market access internationally. When we say that we have internationally limited market access, that means the markets which we approach, which we have access to, are limited in number, and the trade structure would only be dealing with only those markets. Whereas we should explore new markets in order to improve our trade structure. Fifth is quality and packaging of international standard. Whatsoever we produce, if the quality of that product is not according to the international standard, those products would not be bought by people around the globe. Same is the case with the packaging of the products. If we are unable to produce products whose packaging is not up to the mark of international standards, people will not buy those products. People will not prefer those products in the international market. Packaging and quality is uh, is dealt by the ISO certifications. Sixth is revival and restoration of sick industries. Sick industries are those type of industries which are not giving any benefit to the state, and they are a burden on the state. They are a burden on the government. When we say any sick industry is a burden on the government, we should actually restore that industry. We should actually revive that industry so that it may give benefit to our country. How it will give benefit? It will give benefit in the form of producing products, and those products can be exported, and those products can be used to meet the regular needs of day-to-day basis. Seventh is foreign in joint ventures. Very good example of foreign in joint venture is that the production of JF-17 Thunder by Pakistan and China as a joint venture. Now, when Pakistan and China collectively produces something, that means the sale of that product will not only benefit Pakistan but as well as China. And if Pakistan try to produce JF-17 Thunder independently, might be in the start it is not possible because of certain reasons. But having a joint venture with any of the friends of Pakistan would lead to the production of a product that is ultimately beneficial for the export earning of both the countries. Last is promotion of labor intensive industries. Pakistan is a labor intensive country. By labor intensive country, I mean the production in the Pakistan has more labor usage as compared to the capital usage. Or you can say that labor is the most excessive used input in the production in Pakistan. Why it is so? Because we are not a technological based economy. We are not a modernized economy. We are not a capital intensive economy. We are a labor intensive economy, and we can build, if we make best use of labor intensive uh, techniques, and if we make best use of labor intensive industries where labor is used, it will not only increase the employment opportunities, but it will increase the production and ultimately improvements in the balance of payments. So these are the measures for the improvement in balance of payments, as well as we discussed about the reasons for the adverse balance of payments.